What's up, everyone? Shirkanish bringing you a Week 8 matchup between Steve and Lance. Steve came up with a huge win here to move his record back to 4-4, getting back to 500. While Lance, you bounced down to 300. And then you're also on a 3-game losing streak, man. You're starting off 4-1. You're looking like you were one of the top, 2, 3, 4 teams in the league, but right now you're kind of falling more into the middle of the pack. So still plenty of time, obviously. You're both 4-4, but let's look and see how this matchup unfolded. Patrick Mahomes, only 16 points. A lot better than his last week, though. We only got like 7 points, so that's improvement. Luckily, Steve, you didn't need it because you already had your matchup pretty much won. But still, much more to be desired for sure. 275, 1 TD, loss of fumble, pick. It's that Chiefs offense is still pretty sloppy right now. I think they're leading the league like 19 turnovers in offense. It's pretty wild. Timmy Brady. By the way, both you guys made the trade last week, and you guys are pretty much playing against the same players you traded for and traded away. So it's pretty unique how it kind of unfolded. But in the quarterback department, Lance, you completely won, at least for this week, because Tom Brady got you 33.2 points, 375, 4 TDs, threw 2 picks. Could have got you probably some more points there at the end, but he threw that bad pick 6 there on that game-winning drive. That would be game-winning drive, I should say. It turned out being a game-losing drive, but this didn't quite work out for you. But the quarterback position, you got right. Najee Harris, 19.5 points, 26 carries, 91 yards, and a touchdown. Also had 3 catches for 29 yards. So Najee Harris has been the best player, I think, on the Steeler offense, with probably Deontay Johnson a close second. But Najee is keeping this offense afloat, and they have not looked very good as an offense all year. But he's been the guy who's at least giving them some improvement and keeping that ball going, that ball movement on the field every week. So he's been a pretty good fantasy pickup. Speaking of great fantasy pickups, DeAndre Swift only had 5.6 this game. He's typically been performing excellently every week, but this week just wasn't one of those weeks. 12 carries, 27 yards, 5 catches, 24 yards. The whole Lions team just completely shut down. Looked like they just didn't even want to play against the Eagles, who are not, by the way, 44-6 good. I can speak to that as a Raider fan. We smoked them the week before, but no, that's just tough for DeAndre there. Kind of got sucked into that whole Lions hole there, the black hole that was the offense this past Sunday. Aaron Jones, 20.5 points, 15 carries, 59 yards, got the touchdown. Also had 7 catches, 51 yards. So, he's been fantastic. He's one of the top probably 5-6 running backs in the league, in my opinion. Top 5 definitely in fantasy, in my opinion. I love these pass catching running backs, and he can do it all, just like that, like an Eckler and a Kamara, and so he's up there in that conversation. So, but a very nice production here this week. Melvin Gordon, 17.7 points, scored 2 touchdowns this week. So he's still holding off Javonte Williams more weeks than not, just because he's gotten that touchdown. The touchdown upside's been there with him on a weekly basis. Even though the yards have been kind of up and down, the touchdowns has been kind of where he's been the go-to guy in the red zone there, at least to this point for Denver. See, Justin Jefferson, 3 points, very bad week for him. Had 2 catches, 21 yards. So he didn't do much of anything against Dallas, surprisingly. Mike Evans, though, had 11.8 points, 2 catches, 48 yards, and a TD. Not a lot of target volume there, not a lot of yards either, but got a touchdown to save his day. So it's encouraging. Cortland Sutton, 2 catches, 40 yards. Denver offense, what more can I say? They're not really doing a whole lot there in the passing game, especially. Jerry Jeudy, speaking of that passing game, his running mate came back from injury, only had 5.9. So kind of going along that theme, it's just I think Teddy Bridgewater is limited as a passer, and then Drew Lock is erratic and inaccurate as a passer. So they're kind of in a lose-lose situation no matter where they go in terms of what quarterback they want to go with. TJ Hawkinson, 13.9 points. He was the only bright spot in this whole Lions offense. 10 catches, 89 yards. I'm surprised he got that many catches, and they didn't score any touchdowns. So he must have been getting funneled with targets, because they couldn't do anything on offense. Hunter Henry, 3.8 points. I think you since cut him, Lance. But you got you one big catch for 33 yards, and that was pretty much it. So I kind of get it. How about Michael Carter here, though? 27.7 points. And I was talking to Steve, and he was like kind of pivoting because he got last minute, about 15 minutes before kickoff, found out that Calvin Ridley was pretty much quitting football, at least in the short term here. So he had to pivot, and he's like, "Oh shit, man, I got to play Michael Carter." And he put in Michael Carter, and look what happened. It pretty much happened on accident, but he got it in the starting lineup. So 27.7 points, had the touchdown. Also had 9 catches, 95 yards. So he was completely dominant here for the Jets against the Bengals, who looked more like the Bungles this last week on defense. Let's see, Matt Jones? No, Marvin Jones. Of course, it's Marvin Jones. Had 6 catches. No, sorry, 6 points, 5 catches, 35 yards. So very average day for him. Dustin Hopkins had 6 points from the kicker spot. Ryan Suckup didn't do any better at all, only had 3. And then finally, the Browns defense had 4 points, and the Buffalo Bills continue to dominate, had 12 this week. So again, congratulations to you, Steve. You move on to 4-4. I see you made a trade here with Sarah. So you're trying to definitely bolster up that running back position. So hopefully that'll bring you some more stability going forward there at a key position. And Lance, get off this schneid, man. You lost 3 in a row, but you still have a lot of good talented players here. You got Timmy Brady now. You got Mike Evans. Judy's healthy now, so you can go on a run here. So plenty of time left as we are now in the second half of our fantasy season. So plenty of time to get the playoffs locked up. But right now it's a logjam at 4-4, and you're both involved in it. So good luck to you guys the rest of the way.